Today, we will talk about the effective annual interest rate. An effective annual interest rate is the true interest rate on an investment or loan because it takes into account the effects of compounding. An effective annual interest rate is the real return on an investment or loan when the effects of compounding over time are considered. This rate is also known as the effective interest rate, the effective rate, or the annual equivalent rate. The effective annual interest rate describes the actual interest rate associated with an investment or loan. It takes into account the fact that more frequent compounding periods lead to a higher effective interest rate. The formula to calculate the effective annual interest rate is (N1), where I is the nominal interest rate and N is the number of periods. The effective annual interest rate reflects the true annual interest rate after accounting for the effect of compounding interest. It is an important financial concept to determine the real return of various offers. Comparing two investment options with different compounding periods shows that the effective annual interest rate can be lower even with a higher nominal interest rate. The frequency of compounding periods significantly affects the effective annual interest rate. The effective annual interest rate increases as the number of compounding periods increases, resulting in higher returns. The frequency of compounding has a direct impact on the effective annual interest rate. Even with infinite compounding, the effective annual interest rate reaches a limit. The continuous rate is calculated using the number e raised to the power of the interest rate and subtracting 1. The primary difference between the effective annual interest rate and a nominal interest rate is the compounding periods. While the nominal interest rate does not consider compounding interest, the effective annual interest rate does, resulting in a higher rate. Effective annual interest rates are used in various financial calculations and transactions to make interest rates comparable regardless of their compounding periods. Despite its broad use, the effective annual interest rate calculation has limitations, such as assuming constant interest rates and not considering the impact of fees and taxes. It's more suitable for long-term investments and does not factor in investment risk. The purpose of the effective annual interest rate is to make interest rates comparable regardless of their compounding periods, allowing investors, savers, or borrowers to determine the most beneficial rates. A higher effective annual interest rate benefits savers/investors, but it is worse for borrowers. Understanding recent changes and future trends in the effective annual interest rate is crucial when evaluating future transactions. The effective annual interest rate should be compared between loans and investment rates of return, as it represents the true interest rate after accounting for compounding interest. However, it does not convey risk, incorporate fees, or factor in tax implications. Consumers should pay attention to the effective annual interest rate, not just the nominal rate. Here are 5 key takeaways. 1. The effective annual interest rate is the true interest rate on an investment or loan because it takes into account the effects of compounding. 2. The more frequent the compounding periods, the higher the rate. 3. A savings account or a loan may be advertised with both a nominal interest rate and an effective annual interest rate. 4. The effective annual interest rate is the rate that should be compared between loans and investment rates of return. 5. The effective annual interest rate does not communicate risk, incorporate fees, or factor in tax implications. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.